I'm tired, but I need to replant a bunch of seeds. The last video I did, I was working with soil, and I think I cued into it in my video even, that was kind of a conglomerate of the past couple years. Probably had something that was compromised in some capacity in there, because it immediately grew a bunch of mold, and it stunk like poo, like actual poo. And I was like, is this the fertilizer? Like, I've never used this fertilizer indoors before. It's gotta be the soil. I don't know what went wrong with it, but it was nasty. So I scrapped that. I've got the ingredients to pull together my own starter soil here. So let me actually just go through that really quick. You can hear all the crinkles. So I got some vermiculite, and all of these I was able to pick up at my local Ace. So hopefully it's something that's pretty accessible for most of you folks who might be watching. So vermiculite is a good, here, I'll just read it. A lightweight, sterile, and absorbent mineral with so many uses. So it helps kind of regulate the moisture in your soil. It's almost like super, super lightweight sand. I like it in place of like a perlite, essentially, because perlite just floats in my experience. It's just like styrofoam, like a lot of people think it is. And so it kind of annoys me. Perlite also can be really coarse, and actually I noticed like the only perlite I have downstairs anyway is like it's explicitly a very coarse perlite, which, you know, great for aeration and stuff, but for seed starts you want something really nice and fine. So we've got vermiculite. Just some straight up peat moss. I feel like usually you'll spot peat pots are one of the more common seed starter mediums that you'll run into in the garden aisle at like department stores. So I'm not going to elaborate on that because it's pretty common. And then I'm going to do some earthworm castings. I'm assuming it's pronounced castings, like the castaway. It's their, you know, poo, essentially, speaking of poo. Now you're probably like, Sadia, why in the world would you actually put real poo into your new mix when you know the last one got nasty? I don't know. I like living on the edge, I guess. So this should be a bit of a nourishment, I guess, for the seeds once they get past their, you know, get their first few leaves and that sort of thing. It'll offer a little bit of oomph. I will probably do just a bit of this. I was going to do equal parts of vermiculite and the peat moss, and then just maybe kind of top it off with a little bit of the earthworm castings. Since I'm kind of in like a crunch time here, I'm a full month past when I initially tried to start those. I offered myself quite a bit of time. I was quite eager because, you know, at the end of the day, summer and spring and fall and all the beautiful seasons are pretty short in Minnesota. So once you get past like the holidays, you kind of have to find something else to put all of your energy into to keep yourself positive, in my experience. Hashtag seasonal depression. You came here for honesty, right? For authenticity. And gardening has absolutely become that for me. So if there's anything I can start early, like peppers and tomatoes, I'm gonna do it. So you'll see some repeats this round, but you will also see, I'm gonna go ahead and put my tomatoes in as well. I'm not doing actually that many tomatoes this year, or like variety wise. I'm excited though because I got sun gold tomatoes, like little cherry tomatoes for the first time this year. And those are apparently literally the best tasting tomatoes you can get. So I'm very excited about those. I'm going to do equal parts vermiculite and peat moss. And by parts, like literally I'm just using a little plastic cup. I'm not filling a ton of starts this time around, so I'm not gonna make a ton all at once. Sorry, I don't wanna talk while I crinkle. So truly just filling it to the top. I'm gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Leave that at that. Same thing for the peat moss. 1, 2, that didn't quite settle. 3. Again, it's not really a perfect science or anything like that. Before I go doing much stirring, I've got a little bit of water that I'm gonna add. Just a splash in there to make sure that it can kind of have, you know, something that allows it to stick to itself. I'm just going to stir it up with my trowel a little bit here. And then while I'm stirring it up, I am trying to break up, like if I notice anything that's really clumpy, just trying to give that a little bit of extra attention, because again, we want this to be a really nice fine mix, so that we don't run the risk of leaving big air pockets, right? A lot of people will sift their mix as well. Like I just recently saw one of the channels I watch, they literally just sifted a standard potting mix and used that as their starting soil. That honestly would be a really great way to get your start. If you're starting out with, you know, potting mix for either, you know, filling raised beds, or if you're actually, you know, doing a container garden, something like that, just like sifting your soil and taking the finest parts of your soil to start your seeds makes perfect sense, and there's no like additional cost then to start your seeds. I'm gonna mix enough of this up that I can fill my little seed trays here, and I'll be back to introduce the couple of new seeds that I'm doing. All right, and then just really quickly, I want to detail the soil mix that I went with. So I did 3 parts vermiculite, 3 parts peat moss, and then 1 part worm castings. I think I did that 3 times over, and it filled 6 of these 6-cell trays. I made sure to like tap them pretty aggressively to make sure all the soil settled down really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and water over the top really gently. A couple of these, like the flowers, are like a top, so you don't actually bury them in the soil or anything like that. So I want to make sure I don't wash them away or, you know, distribute them to like another cell by accident. And I've just got them laying in their tray here. So moving forward, I'll probably just bottom water them, but I'm gonna go get them all sealed up in the little greenhouse. I'll get the fan running and the heat mats on, and wish me luck. All right, so things are neatly repotted, replanted, reseeded, whatever we want to call it. So I'm just going to run through the new seeds I'm introducing with this round. I'm doing some pole tomatoes this year, which just means they're indeterminate, they'll vine. One is Cherokee Purple, and then the other is Sun Gold. These are supposed to be like amazing. I'm also doing a San Marzano, or I should say I'm doing 3 plants of each of these here. My goal is to do some cattle panel trellises in the front yard, so I want one dedicated to tomatoes. I'm also, as long as I've kind of got the space on the tray here, I'm starting some flowers. So I've got 2 zinnias. One is a Fireball blend. Say hello to Valkyrie. One is a giant double violet. It's not a blend, that's it apparently. 35 days to bloom, it says on that one. I don't know if the Fireball one is that way, but they're apparently just really great for pollinators. And I think I got 2 of these purple ones to come up last year. I'm trying straw flowers as well. One is a vintage white, and the other is a dark, like purpley, maroony color. And then I'm doing some sweet peas. These are my navy sweet peas. These ones I'm excited because it looks like they make for really pretty cut flowers. And they actually, I don't know, they had everybody usually knows what sweet peas smell like, because I think is it Bath and Body Works has their kind of signature sweet pea scent, but they're something that you can smell from a mile away, so I'm excited about that as well. Yeah, I think this time around I'm just going to keep a real close eye on moisture levels. I'm assuming that's also, you know, going to contribute to the nasties growing where they shouldn't. So wish me luck. Fingers crossed this round goes a little bit better. I'll tap in again because I've got another series of plantings to do in April. And then in May, I actually decided to take some time off of work so that I can get some work done in the garden. So hopefully I can do a bit more in-depth like tour of what we've got going so far this year, and maybe bring you outside to plant, transplant stuff with me as well. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. See you next time.